And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Mock.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
Brotha Soules.
Oh,
J Mart
We gotta make him his own theme song.
and the Red Baron.
Meow.
How do you think his theme song would go?
Brotha Soules.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Just
All right.
over and over on loop.
Doesn't have to be long.
No, not at all. I just figured more than once.
Brotha Soules. Boom, boom, boom.
Almost like the Light FM thing.
Yeah. No, are we talking a cappella or?
Oh, yeah.
I like it. Souls, one more time.
Brotha Soules.
Do it as a round.
Jeff? Brotha Soules.
Brotha Soules.
Brotha Soules. God, I'm tone deaf.
All right.
All right. We got it. Around the horn. Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
Listen, guy.
Don't listen, guy. You're
You know-
looking at me.
You normally drive the show here.
Well, Soul said that he had the show this year.
Oh,
or
yeah,
this
but I
week.
don't.
I'm not going to do anything.
So, I guess I'll
So
start.
starting lineups.
All right, well, fine. I'll yeah, all right. You guys all suck. I'm starting my own show. I have Goose Island's Goose Endless IPA, available only in the summer mixed pack. Dun 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 dun.
I've got the Imperial Stout Trooper from Nebco. Fuck yeah.
In Woodbridge, Connecticut, just over the Hamden border.
Oh, I went back to back at this one. I got Goose Summer Hours again.
Out of a can this time, though.
Out of a con.
Where's it from?
Chicago, Illinois.
Tell you, he had to pull deep for that. I don't know if anyone saw his face.
Chicago, man.
I have from the Treehouse Brewing the Hurricane American Double IPA.
I supplied 4 out of the 5 beers for this show.
America.
Continuing the joke beer series, I have Get the Chaser Ready. Artisan water exposed to yeast, convicted without any proof.
All right.
So, should
Sounds
be
good.
Should be good.
All right, toast of excellence, Sauls.
Mine to Drew Butterup for living up to what he said to the kid who defeated cancer and died
The
as
red
a
hair
pink.
guy.
My toast is to J.J. Watt. He's doing a lot of good work in Texas. You know, the hurricane hit, raised a lot of money, and then he just offered to pay for the funerals of all the kids that just got killed in that school shooting.
Well, he's got to do something. He's not playing enough.
Yeah, but I mean, good on him.
Mine is to sportscasters and ESPN alike for doing such a good job and keeping track of all the important stats we need to know, like when LeBron James' record when he's down 2-0 in a series and how he's shooting, X percent after being down 2-0 in a series. And so, shout out to those guys for keeping us up to date.
J-Mart?
Mine's going to go out to a great football player, ready to make a comeback. Johnny Manziel signing with the CFL on the road to the show.
I've been following this account called Old Player Tweets, and that made me think of it because there's one. But do you guys remember when Kevin Durant tweeted Scarlett Johansson, "I'll drink your bathwater"?
No,
No,
but that's
I remember
hilarious.
seeing it recently.
Yeah, he's got some weird tweets. He's got another tweet out there that was like, I know I'm 23, but can I crawl in bed with you, Mom, or something like that. Like he's got some weird ass tweets out there.
I'd also drink Scarlett Johansson bathwater.
I want to be her bathwater. Anyway,
Yeah, moving on.
I have 2 toasts to excellence. One of them is to Marion Hossa from the Chicago Blackhawks, calling it a career. I'm kind of bummed. Not that he's retiring because he's been around for a long time, but he got the skin disorder that kind of kept him from playing, and so he missed all of last season. And so it's kind of like sucks that like you miss like a whole season and then retire. Like he didn't really get a real going away Because like the Blackhawks would have sent him off. Like,
Oh, yeah.
They would have sent him off like they did with Patrick Sharp. And the other one is to myself for paying $30 to acquire one of the greatest beer novelty items of all time. I didn't bring it with me today, but it will be coming to the show soon. It is a 3-foot statue of John Gruden holding a 12-pack of Corona, and it's a bobblehead, and it talks.
It'll be on our social media site soon.
It is absolutely immaculate. He's standing on a football with sandals. He's got a 12-pack of Corona and a Corona in his other hand raised up, and he talks.
That's what sells it for me, the ladder there. He talks.
Now, you were saying that Kendall's mom is just a big fan.
So I placed it in Kendall's basement, and it's perched up on this tote. But like, so when you come down the stairs, there's like a wall on the right, and you take a turn to go to the basement. So right when you turn, the first thing you see is this 3-foot statue that's perched up on a 1-foot tote. So it's 4 feet, so it's very lifelike.
4 feet of Gruden.
And so, like, you just turn the corner and you just see it, and it kind of catches you at first. You're like, oh, wait a minute, there's somebody down here, and then you're like, oh wait, Soules isn't here, and you're good. Because you'd be the only person that would just stand there. Because like you'd be on your phone or something, and like so you would just stand there in the dark on your phone. And someone would come around the corner and they'd see you, and then they
make
would...
pterodactyl noises.
Pterodactyl noises?
Yeah. Can we hear those?
I can't wait for the photo when Kyle ends up like cuddling with this John Gruden when he sleeps at Kendall's house.
I'll kill him if he does, because if it breaks, I'll be so mad. These things are hot commodities. They're being forced off the market now. You can't endorse booze anymore, so stores aren't supposed to have them.
But we got one.
Get them while you can. They're going on eBay for like a couple hundos. All right, crack 'em.
Snap, crackle.
Still want to hear those pterodactyl noises. So
I'll do it later.
big letdown.
What was that? Sort of flapping your arms. Look like a turkey.
Nice flightless bird.
Peacock? Peacock is your best bird noise?
Yeah.
That's turkey.
Oh,
Chirp.
tweet would have been better. You could have just went tweet tweet instead of peacock.
Rocked in the treetop. all day
See
long.
what you did?
It was unavoidable. It was gonna happen.
So Soules?
Where's shot
Oh,
trivia
shot
today?
trivia. Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's Kendall.
I was the loser last week.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So, how many rushing touchdowns did Sean Alexander have in his NFL career?
120.
84.
115.
57.
100
Wow.
on the dot.
I lose. I think. Yeah. What'd you say, Mark?
I said 115.
Oh, yeah. Mark loses. He went over.
Price is Right rules.
Jeff went higher over.
Well, once you reach a
Nope,
certain
nope,
point,
nope,
over,
nope.
it's the destruction beetle.
How long did he play?
You know, I'm not sure. I have to check. Maybe like 9 seasons, 10 seasons.
Yes, sir. All right.
Sports updates on finals. The Vegas Golden. Oh yeah, I meant to do that. I was at 3 toasts of excellence. 'Cause the Vegas Golden Knights roasted the shit out of Drew Doughty from the Kings at their.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I don't know, like how many of the listeners watch hockey. I know how much is watched at this table, and the answer is 0.
It's
Anyway,
like point 2. I
little
tuned
bit
in
less
for
than
a
you
little
think.
bit.
that wasn't funny.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
They're smiling
At your stupidity, they're laughing at you, not with you.
with.
Anyway, so
Conference.
they do like the projections on the ice and all that stuff for the games or whatever. And when Vegas was hosting Winnipeg, and they just said like Drew Doughty said earlier in the season that like they're not going to be as good as us essentially like in a quote or whatever. So they blew up the quote and put it on the ice like and because they had swept the Kings earlier in the series. So they're just continuing. Also, the Winnipeg Public Library and the Las Vegas Public Library have gotten into a Twitter beef over this.
That's so funny. There's a library in Vegas.
I think it's like a bunch of gambling recovery books. So that was just fantastic. But Vegas is leading the series 3-1, I believe. Washington is finally choking out now. Boston's up 2-1 after they got routed by Cleveland last night. And then I think Houston and Golden State still 1-1, right? They played the third game tonight.
Yes, sir.
After a nice 17 days off. And then if you tune in sometime in August, Game 1 of the NBA Finals tip off. All right, Soules, take the reins, kid.
All right. So, in today's first segment, we have the call up. Anyway,
That's ESPN.
Yeah, that's like not okay.
You just really want to copyright infringe today.
yeah, I do. Fuck them. Better than them now. So this segment is basically it's not the word I'm looking for. But anyways,
It's a call up.
Yeah, we're gonna go over some guy that should have been called up already, and we're gonna talk about why they're not.
Well, give us the backstory. What made you think of doing this?
Because in this video game that we play,
called
can't say it, and
called MLB The Show.
we all have our own players and Road to the Show, and all of us bet 500.
All right, so let's sum this up quicker. So we all have our own player in the Road to the Show, the story mode, if you will, on the show, and all of us are either AAA or AA batting like for almost an entire season, like in the high 3s to 400s with like 40 home runs after 50 games, like triple-digit RBIs, insane stolen bases, like everything everybody does, but you just don't get called up. So Kyle,
I would have loved to see how long that would have taken.
I'm gonna talk shit, Mark. I'll whip your ass.
Kyle, I'm really excited for this list because I see one guy on here that is just itching to get called up so he can wear possibly the best uniforms in sports.
All right, so we're gonna go first with Michael Kopech of the Chicago White Sox, and he should be up already because they have no pitching.
Yeah, this is a very puzzling thing for me. I think they're gonna deal him.
No, he'll be called. I think he calls up soon.
Nah, I think they're gonna deal him. They're gonna deal him for Derek Jeter's retired jersey, straight up.
Because the Chicago White Sox are bottom of the ranks in every pitching category, and this guy has a lot of potential and a lot of good stuff.
Well, hold on. What do you mean bottom?
Like they're like 25 to 30 range.
Well, hold on. What if we're talking about worst ERA than the number one?
I guess.
So
Do they measure that?
That's probably why he's not.
Yeah, because if you hit the
called up
toggle,
then.
if you're on MLB The Show and you hit the toggle stats button, it puts the ERA at the top. We're the best.
Around.
It's pretty much a case of what's he really gonna do if you call him up? Like he's young, let him develop.
Just see what he has. What's the worst that happens?
The worst that happens,
Tommy John surgery.
Ruin his confidence.
Yeah, if he comes up and just gets shelled.
comes up. Look at Tyler Glasnow. He got rocked first year he came up.
Do you know what his stats are kind of roughly right now?
Yeah, he's 0-2 right now in like 8 starts with a 4 ERA.
So yeah, he's got a 4 ERA.
This
Let him develop.
just says a sub ERA. Now, what is that?
He's like 4-ish.
Is that like an Italian BMT ERA?
That's right.
Toasted.
Yum.
It's like Kyle was typing this at work.
It's exactly what I did, by the way.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things like.
It brings
still-
excitement, you know?
Well, the thing is, I don't think the organization
brings
is
a
still
4
confident
ERA
in
in
him being a
AAA.
starter yet. I think that's what it is. I don't think it has anything to do with his like confidence level, like getting rocked or whatever. I think it has to do with. I still don't think they're convinced he's a starter yet.
Okay.
I still think that they think he's a middle reliever, like a long inning middle reliever kind of guy, because he throws heat or whatever. But like you said, like he's still throwing like around a 4 ERA, which isn't great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. And then like. I mean, I don't really know what all the stats. I'd like to see what his strikeout stats are and stuff like that. But versus walks, all that stuff. But I don't know if they're confident in his ability to be a starter yet.
So everyone agrees he doesn't get the call up.
No.
I'd say no.
No.
All right.
Until he gets that ERA down.
All right.
What's his whip?
I don't know.
You got to figure that out. That's more
I don't know.
important.
We should probably ask Devo.
So,
Shot.
to the next one.
Nobody laughed at that. That was come on.
I
That was
gave
way
a
better.
little-
Than,
I was drinking.
that was
I
way better
drinking.
than Kendall's stupid
I
joke
had a little
earlier.
chuckle.
Do we have the bottle, by the way?
No.
We know.
All right.
I'm keeping track. I'm gonna keep track of all the shots we owe, and we all have to do them in the beginning of the show next week.
Anything interesting in the fridge that we could drink?
Yes, Smirnoff Seltzer.
Ooh.
Water from that other guy.
Yeah.
So the next one.
Fridge is actually open, too, in case anyone wanted to know.
J-Mart. I just got a text from J-Mart saying that the Merit's backed up. He's gonna be a little late.
Ooh.
Next we got
It was
Vladimir
a
Guerrero
short
Jr.
stretch.
So I'm just gonna stop talking.
Shut
All
the
right, so
fuck up.
Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Vlad Gamero.
I know I said it weird.
Let me put another tally
I
on the
started
sheet.
laughing.
So he's batting .410
He
right
should
now
be up.
in AA.
Don't care. Skip AAA.
Like, the only reason I don't think he's up is because Josh Donaldson's still there.
Put him somewhere else in the field.
That's what I say. He has 7 home runs and 40 RBIs already. He's really good.
The American, I'm sorry, Mark. I cut
Go
you
ahead,
off.
go ahead,
So
go
the
ahead.
American League has this great position called the designated hitter, and almost anybody can play that position.
That's right.
Smoke.
How old is he?
Like 19, 20.
That's why he's not up yet. I mean, he's in Double A. He's killing it in Double A, but why would you throw him right up into the majors?
I say
19,
yes,
20
no.
years old.
I say yes, no. I think he should get called up to AAA.
Yeah,
but
that's
not
what I mean.
MLB.
I wouldn't put him right in the.
I think he just passes AAA. I think he just gets called up.
I think I'd pay him, especially when his arm is going out the window, when they could just call him up next year.
Does Donaldson have good trade value right now compared to 2 years ago?
No.
It's not horrible because he's not on a super, super expensive contract. He'd be a good rental to a team looking for a bat.
The Cardinals.
It all depends where the
I
Blue
can see
Jays.
that.
Where are the Blue Jays in the standings right now? How far back
I think
from the second?
I mean, his arm's not anything like it used to be, but he's still got great launch angle.
That's true.
That's
no,
right.
he's,
That's
he-
what matters.
that's what I mean. Like a contender might pick him up,
Oh, without a doubt.
and
I mean,
then you call him up.
I don't think they should take him from Double A right to the pros. I mean, he's just young. There's young players in the MLB, but
Once he gets called up, it's going to be a lot of excitement.
It's going to be pandemonium.
Because he already basically trolled everybody on Twitter.
He dominated.
That was so funny.
call,
That was
too.
so funny when he
Spring-
did. Yeah.
Big difference between spring training and regular season, but
Still.
He also hit a home run off a tee, so whatever.
that was really impressive.
yeah,
You think if we do that in like a
I can't
like,
even hit the ball off
Bregman
the
or-
tee.
No.
No?
I'd hit the tee and just go like 14 feet.
Well, if you're hitting the tee, I'm definitely hitting the tee.
I'm missing over the ball.
That is really hard to do, to hit a ball that far.
Wasn't
that's
it
not
opposite
moving.
field too?
Yeah.
So what's the verdict?
I think he
He should move up to AAA.
goes straight from AA to the majors next year.
I
I think he starts next season, assuming if he has a good spring training. I think he starts the season in the MLB. If his spring training isn't what it should be, I think he starts in the AAA. But I think he's AA all the rest of the season.
I hope that they don't keep comparing him to his father. I hate when they do that to the kids of great players, because then they have to try and
LeBron's
live
kid's
up.
In trouble.
It's not fair to them.
I think if the Blue Jays are out of it, he'll be called up in September.
Well, I think if Donaldson goes, which there's a very good chance they get rid of him to a contender, I think he's going to be up just to give him that little taste of the MLB. He'll definitely be up for the 40-man roster in September. So I think he's definitely going to be up this year. It's just a matter of when.
That's right.
How many bitches is he porking though? That's the real
14.
question. Good for him. He should be called up now then.
So the next one is Willie Adams from Tampa Bay, shortstop.
All right, here's my prediction.
Willie.
He gets called up immediately if he just decides to change that little SS next to his name to a P. Because he's better than anybody they've got.
Yeah, the Rays are just terrible.
They just need whoever to get.
See, I wish they
people
were
in
the
stadium.
terrible they were when we were growing up, though. Because
No.
they were bad when we were growing up, but they still always beat the Yankees for some reason. Now they're just
For a little while, I mean, they were a perennial playoff team.
But I'm saying,
for
but
a
they
good
were,
stretch.
but they were. That was the kind of the college days, that high school, college era. I mean, when we were in elementary school and middle school watching baseball, they were getting their asses handed to them
Yeah,
they
every
were
9
bad.
innings. But then anytime they played the Yankees, it was hey, they're going to win this game 7-2. The first Yankee game I ever went to, the Yankees were on a 11-game winning streak, and they got beat 10-1.
Longoria. It's funny he leaves.
Where is he now?
San Francisco.
Man, they just took
They
everybody.
stole everyone. It's bullshit.
Anyway, sorry, Soules, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all right. So I just feel like, Willie Adams is going to be up very soon because besides Hechavarria, who's okay,
Hechavarria.
they don't have anybody else. He can play second or third.
I think he's a little worse than
I'm a big
okay.
fan of the second bullet point. The
He's-
struggles for the Rays offensively are real.
He's
Kyle,
a
we're
good
going to start
fielder,
working together.
that's
You're
about
going to
it.
type up
Yeah.
show programs more often. I'm a big fan of this.
Maybe great fielder, but not a real threat at the plate, which Adams can be. But
I think he gets called up.
Jeff, you're good with grammar. Is firepower, would that be a hyphenated word? It looks
Firepower.
odd as 2 words.
I think it's good.
It has
But
nothing to do with you, Souls. I'm more curious for myself.
This is the
This is the grammatical portion of the show.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to learn a little something every day.
Brought to you by Merriam-Webster.
Not a sponsor.
Well, I think the Rangers
No
are just in a
comment.
desperate spot, so they can just do whatever. All right.
That's what I mean.
Are they at the bottom for attendance?
Yeah, there always are.
Oh yeah. I mean, who are you
See,
gonna
that's
go
amazing
see?
to me, though. But that's
Blake Snell.
But see, but that's amazing to me that a team like that is at the bottom for attendance. Because like, no matter how bad they are, like baseball tickets can be very cheap if you choose to sit or whatever. And it's most times it's just really nice in Tampa. It's like, oh hey, like it's gonna be 72 tonight with no clouds. Like, yeah, let's just go watch the baseball game.
And
Who
if it
cares if they
rains,
lose?
they just put the dome up.
Field's gross.
I'm just saying, like it does. Like it blows my mind that a team like that, like there's no like. I don't think it has like.
It's because they're not fun to watch.
No, it's because they're bad fans. That's what it is.
I could name more Rock Cats than I can.
That's
Rays.
just. I think it's bad. I think it's bad fans. That's what I think it is. I don't think because look at the Bulls. The Bulls have been selling out the stadium every year for like the past like 2 decades. They've led the NBA in attendance multiple years, and they haven't been good since like '98. Well, they had that run where they couldn't like really get out of the first round, but
So the verdict?
I think he's
Oh,
coming
he'll
up.
be up tomorrow.
Got him?
No, he's up. Tomorrow, he's on his way now.
I'm just waiting for the notification from the app.
And then next we got Nick Senzel, second baseman from the Reds.
great uniforms.
Oh yeah, he's gonna look great in
He's
gray.
their top prospect right now. Top
I'd like to
position
see.
player.
I'd like to see Chubb in a red uniform.
He's a guy that needs to
Be called up.
we need to grow into his power right now. He's just scattering the ball, which is fine.
Just already more power than Scooter Gennett.
He has some power.
What position does he play?
Second.
Second?
He can hit 7 home runs.
4-1 game, man.
What's the Reds' infield looking like right now?
Suarez, Votto, Jeanette.
Ooh, Scooter Gennett.
Jeanette,
Exciting-
I thought was hurt.
No,
So-
no, it was Jeanette
Jeanette's
McCurdy.
fine.
Jim McCurdy.
Can I? You mentioned Joey Votto. Can I just ask a quick question? Do you think he gets traded?
No, because no one wants his fucking contract.
See those videos of him messing with the fans?
Oh yeah.
What's their
Excellent.
standings? What are the Reds like? What are they?
Oh,
putting
they
around
have
in baseball.
the
They're like
worst record in
14
baseball.
and 31.
So I mean, here's the thing. I mean, normally I'm not about this because I don't really want to like screw up his swing or whatever. But you mentioned here in the comments he's still trying to kind of like find his power. I think you put him in like there's no better place in a big league park to find your power, especially if he's going to be playing there for a while. The only thing is, I don't really know how I feel about this kid because you said he has the potential to be the next cornerstone player for the Reds. So like he has the best. His highest potential is being the worst player on any other team.
Yeah, I guess.
So we have Joe Morgan on the line right now.
You know, we're not even a half hour into the show yet, and everybody owes a shout for the next show.
The thing is, like, they moved on from Brandon Phillips, who'd been their piece for a while at second. You got Scooter Gennett, who could only hit right-handed pitching. That's a fact. Well, there's no reason this guy isn't at least platooning. There's no reason.
Especially because you already said they're not good.
No, they're the
So
worst
why
team
not?
in baseball.
Why not?
The Reds is one of those teams that doesn't want to bring anybody up. They want those kids they have right now to fucking win.
If anything, trade him.
I think he gets called up,
Give him
but
a chance. Get him
I-
some pitching.
I honestly, I don't think he gets called up. I think he makes the 40-man roster. I don't know if that is like technically being called up because it's a roster expansion.
I think if somebody gets hurt, he's the first guy that gets called up.
Okay.
I think
So we kind of said the same
I think
thing.
he gets called up within the next month. Definitely before All-Star break. I'll take another injury, like you said, or I mean, there's guys on that team that are hitting 240 and under. Get them out. Not helping.
They got nothing to lose. You said they got 14 wins.
Actually, as a Pirates fan, keep him down. Actually, Philly should have drafted him, but they got that 19-year-old bust.
19. Anyways, so the next one, Jeff for the Pirates, and Nick Kingham.
Yeah, he's already up.
Yeah, he's been up and down. He needs to stay up. No reason why he's not.
There's a good reason why he's not.
What is that?
Winning with the rotation we have.
So, he makes your rotation better.
Yes and no.
I see Jeff's point though. It's,
Short
it's one of
sample.
those if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We were supposed to be tanking.
Dumb thing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, why would you fix something that's not broken anyway? Like, would you go to the refrigerator and be like, oh, this is working all right? Yeah, let me take a couple.
I would love to know how it originated.
Well, that's why they're saying don't do that.
Yeah, but it's dumb. It's just I don't know. It's just a stupid saying.
The thing is, he's already 26.
Yeah, he's also injury riddled at throughout his career. That's the only reason he's been down so long. And you look at like Tyon waited. He took a while to come up, and it's done pretty good for him. So Glasnow they called up a little early. Look what he got rocked around a lot. Came up, pitched good when we needed him to. I think eventually he'll get a call up. Nova might fall off. The injuries could even throw him in the bullpen.
So you're saying he'll be up and down all year?
I think until someone gets hurt, he'll be up and down all year. In the rotation. When someone gets hurt in the rotation.
Everyone else?
I don't think he needs to be up right now.
Not as a starter. If they put him in the bullpen, then sure, but...
No, wait, dude. The guy's a ham. Don't worry, I already added this thing to my shot. I thought of that joke before we even got to him. Actually, I thought of that joke on Willie Adams. So at that point is when I added the shot to my total. I'm up to 3
Why
now.
is the H capitalized?
Computers.
All hail King Ham.
King Ham!
This is the one that's going to make me happy.
Did Mark clip? Did he clip on that?
A little bit.
Okay. I was just curious, because I've never really heard him get that loud before.
We have Frankie Montez, all right? He starts
Pronounced
in AAA for Oakland.
Munez.
He sucks as a starter.
Real
Alright.
quick, we got a nose-blowing segment going on here.
Fucking kidding me over there?
Unbelievable.
Take
on,
it
Soules.
outside.
All right. He's a starter for Oakland in the minors.
In the minors.
Fuck off. Shouldn't be a starter. He should be in the bullpen as a closer. He's been traded 4 times already. And he's on Oakland. The fucking closer's Blake Tyron. You know you suck when that's your closer.
Rebecca's wasting so many tissues. This bag is full of tissues. You can use a tissue more than once.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Sorry. Just like shoving them up her nostrils.
I'm saying it. Frankie Montez should be the closer for the A's right now.
Well, you said he was traded 4 times?
Yeah.
I mean, is that representative of his performance?
No, he was just a big piece in all the trades. People
Oh.
wanted him.
But so he's never been a lacking member of any team.
No, he's only 25.
The other guy was only 19.
Yeah.
It's the age relevance.
He just took a little longer
Okay,
to develop.
I understand.
Would you be comfortable with your closer being Blake Tyron?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I would. Have you actually looked at his stats at all this year?
Have you looked at his stats the year before?
I'm talking about this year.
He's gonna fuck
that
up.
doesn't matter. Last year's stats.
Yeah.
No, it does. I'm glad he
Because he's got a 1.19 ERA.
sucks. For now,
What do you mean for now?
he's gonna get rocked soon.
You can say that for any pitcher.
He's allowing less than 1.2
Soules is,
for a whip.
is
I
the
mean,
king of
that's-
speculation.
Yeah.
He's also a
That's
national.
better
so
than
I
most
hate him.
closers in the entire league.
He's also a national, so I hate him.
Yeah, so that's debunked. He's not
So
gonna
when
be a
Bryce
closer
Harper's a
anytime
Philly
soon.
next year, you're gonna hate him.
No, but we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But anyways,
Terrible.
he should be out. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially because Oakland is just awful.
Oh, yeah. Not a closer. Not yet.
All right.
That was my answer.
So Kendall, now we have
Wait,
your
what are the
Mets.
Nationals
Mets,
prospects?
Mets.
Victor Robles is hurt.
There's another one, too.
He
Answer
already got
Robles?
called up.
So did Kingham.
Yeah.
Dick Rider.
Fuck the Nationals. Dominic Smith. What do you think?
Las Vegas?
Yeah. Do you should be up?
No.
Why? Better than Adrian Gonzalez.
We paid this money for Adrian Gonzalez. We have to write it out. We have to. If he bats 110, we have to write it out. You just have to. I mean,
Are you just hoping for an injury?
well, they're injured as it is. It's just
I'd rather have a young kid bat 110 and get the experience.
And then call him, like, the Dark Knight or something. See how his career
I
takes off from there.
I just think, this is no secret that the Mets management makes an ass out of themselves every year.
But he fits the lineup more than Gonzalez does.
He'll be a Red.
He just hits for power.
The Mets, the Mets have made it evident that they just want to hit home runs,
And that's why it makes sense.
But they don't.
and they don't hit home runs.
That warning track power.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we have a bunch of Adrian Gonzalez is kind of a standout because he can really only play first, but we have all these home run threats all in the outfield, and just we're kind of bouncing around the lineup. Okay, so who's gonna bat fourth for us today? I don't know.
Maybe he could be your four hitter.
Yeah. The sheet that he's typed, it is just hilarious.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
He
Let
just
him
makes
go
a
off
point.
of it.
Let the kid play.
Yeah, let the kid play.
Use dad.
I'm just saying.
Adrian
He's-
Come
Gonzalez
on,
is an old
Sandy.
man
Let him
now.
play.
He's better than Adrian Gonzalez.
Sandy, my son should be playing first base.
But yeah, Gonzalez is washed up.
He's a
old.
bum, but we paid for him.
So what? Cut him. Let him go to San Diego. Right
Go
there.
back to San Diego.
Right there. Everybody else. does.
Listen, if we could get somebody decent at all, just somebody decent.
Trade him to the Knicks.
The next,
You could probably get Porzingis for Adrian Gonzalez.
they-
They're good at trades.
That'd be real funny.
inter sport trade.
7-foot first baseman.
And then
That'd be
lastly,
funny.
Oh, I didn't get the answer.
I am so sorry.
Sorry.
Dude, the next one's stupid anyway.
I think you should get called up.
Yeah?
Now.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Fuck Adrian.
I'm actually paid by the Mets. I can't say anything negative about him.
I think the Mets should call up their entire AAA team.
Full swap.
They're like,
With the exception of the pitching rotation, they should call the entire AAA squad up.
And one guy off the AA team,
Yeah. To replace Cespedes.
Anybody.
Tim Tebow.
Nah, he can go down to single A.
he doesn't
Nope,
even
nope.
play in Double A. He comes off the bench.
Hey, his numbers aren't bad though.
Hey, to get where he even is now is an accomplishment, in my opinion. Guy took years off from baseball and then still managed to make a professional roster. You know, if when I took a year off, I couldn't even hit it off a tee.
I still can't off the two. And then last we got Brendan Rodgers.
Shouldn't even be on this list. Stupid.
Why?
Because you called Trevor Story serviceable and replaceable. He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
He's played 2 years
But
with
he's
20 plus
average
home
at
runs.
best.
No.
He strikes out a lot.
So does half the league.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
I know I'd say it a lot too, but strikeouts go up every year. Every year, players are striking out more
He's
and
gonna
more.
be better.
Not yet.
Kyle, I hate that argument when you do that. I hate
Yeah,
when you do that
it's why
so
You're
much.
you're speculating. You're not putting any facts behind it. Speculating.
He's the system's number one prospect.
Okay, because they don't have that strong of a system to begin with. Because
Used
they
to.
already called up their top prospect shortstop, and he's successful. Sure, he's not eye-popping, but he's getting the job done. I'd say he's more than serviceable.
So trade him. Get a starter that actually doesn't suck.
He doesn't su-
That's a starter that doesn't suck.
All right, that works.
like at shortstop.
No, a pitcher.
Oh,
You
what
trade Story for a starting
Well,
pitcher.
you gotta
bring him up.
fucking can't just throw words around here, guy.
All right. So the verdict is no one wants him up.
Sports.
Well, that's just my
I say no.
strong opinion. Because
I
you're
say
not going
no.
to put him at second or third because Arenado and LeMahieu are great.
Maybe he's hurt. Though.
I'm just saying, though, 8 home runs. That's like 40 in Colorado.
True.
We should go see him play before we make this happen.
I hope he strikes out 3 times so I could tell you how much he sucks because he strikes out. Asshole. Love you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Dick.
That was a fun segment.
Adam Dunn sucked. He struck out a lot.
Hey, real quick.
He's going to be the only 400 home run hitter that doesn't make the Hall of Fame. Can we just talk about that? Can you talk about how bad? But he's going to be the first one. Can we talk about how bad you have to be for that to happen?
He played for a lot of bad teams.
You were
Kind of.
great in the Reds uniform, though.
Wore it proud. Gray, red.
He was on the national team that were
Lights out pitcher, though.
That's
This is
right.
true.
Lights out pitcher. Terrible outfielder. I saw him play 5 positions in one game.
Should have caught him.
I saw here on the PPRN chat that your show on Netflix was canceled. Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Not really.
So we got
Alright.
more time to watch Burnt Notice.
Hey.
Fucking loser.
God, that show is not good.
No.
Kyle, you
Oh,
love
or
USA
Psych.
programming.
What's his
Psych.
Psych? Oh,
Psych is
God.
awesome.
I mean, it's
No.
like it's like right up there with like Shameless, though. Shameless is terrible.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That show sucks. That show, Shameless is just people like, oh, I want to watch porn in a public setting. That's all it is.
Shameless
all
is
it
good.
is. I'd like to watch nudity in a public setting and have it be okay.
Wouldn't we all?
Kyle
No,
only watched
I'd rather
that
watch
one
real
episode
porn.
of Psych.
I watched a lot of episodes.
There was
of
that
Psych.
one
Oh,
episode
no.
you would always play.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking
I
about.
forget who was guest appearing on it, but they sang at that guy's
It was
funeral.
Urkel and Keenan Thompson.
Yeah.
What?
Jaleel White.
Yeah.
I can tell you, they had a great 3-part harmony, all right?
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
I'm just glad
Yes,
you're
they
happy.
did.
All right. You guys ready for the next segment?
Victor Robles.
It's called Souls' Wacky Crazy Assumptions.
Oh, like
Ooh.
everything that comes out of
I
your
know.
mouth?
Here comes all the speculating.
He's gonna be good.
Whoa.
He just is.
Whoa. So we're gonna start in the NBA. All right. So with the Timberwolves,
Yes.
with Cat
Yep.
and Wiggins both being very upset with the ownership,
Yes.
do you think they trade him?
No.
Why?
Yes. I don't know. Are either of them free agents?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
I think they asked too much for them.
They're not happy. They were,
Well, no, I understand that.
Well, they need to know their role and play the fucking game.
The thing is,
Get better management in there.
I think that I just think that they'll ask too much for them. That's the problem.
Wiggins came out and was like, I don't want to be the third scorer. Well, you're going to be the third scorer.
On that team?
He
Yeah.
can't. He hasn't proved that he's a 1 scorer or a 2 scorer. So
So fuck him.
yeah, fuck him. You
That
hear that,
seems-
Andrew?
That sentence is all about this segment right here.
All right, the next one. Should Toronto just blow it up?
Which
Oh,
sport?
I had more to say.
Basketball.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
You're moving on quick.
Yes.
I was going to say
Got a lot of questions here.
that,
Fuck off.
like, I don't really know, like, contract-wise, what it would be like, but I could see, like, Cat going to, like, Chicago, reuniting with Levine, and then with Markkanen, be a good counter big man for him, someone who stretches the floor, lights out three-point shooter, but physical down low, you know, aggressive on the boards like Cat. I could see them doing, like, a potential, like, Felicio, some scrub, and, like, the first-round pick trade for them. Send another first-round pick to the Timberwolves. It'd be kind of cool, though.
I don't know
Because
if
they
that
go
would
up to-
get it done though. He's a big trade piece.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying, like, other things. Maybe the first-round pick Felicio and, like, Denzel Valentine. Or something like that.
I think Cat's like the top center, one of the top centers, just because of his age and potential.
Yeah, but our pick's a lot better than theirs.
Yeah, but still.
I'm not saying it would be that trade.
No,
I'm
I
just saying
know.
that.
I don't see him getting traded there.
Because then it would be
I
cool.
can see
Because
him
then it would be the Minnesota Bulls instead of the Chicago Timberwolves.
Then Butler opts out and goes there.
Bring back Rose.
Forgot Rose is there. Jesus.
What do you got next for us, Souls?
Should Toronto blow it up?
Yes.
Could you elaborate?
Like, should they trade DeRozan? Should they trade Lowry?
Rebuild.
They
It's
can get a
not
lot
working.
back.
It's not working at all.
Well, it depends what they want to do. If they just want to, keep just making the playoffs, then no.
Phoenix Suns it.
If they, want to rebuild and then make a run, then yes.
See, they're not going to do anything while LeBron's in the East. So I think they should just rebuild completely, try and get younger for the next 5 years, and try and contend when LeBron's at age.
That to me, though, I mean,
That's,
basketball may be different. That's a tough thing to commit to, a 5-year, rebuild. But you think, but they were bad. If you have a team
They
that...
can be bad.
But what I'm
It's
saying
not
is,
hard.
if you have a team that's been making the playoffs, did they just finish as the 1 seed? And now you're going to ask their fan, hey, we're going to be bad for the next 5 years.
So
Hang around.
Keep buying those tickets.
Yeah,
It's easy to make the playoffs on the East side though. Much easier because there's literally the Cavs and Celtics and.
But I mean, they finished
big
as the
fall.
1 seed.
No, I know.
And then to ask your fans and anybody to, hey, hang around for 5
I think
bad seasons.
I think LeBron's out of the East. He goes to Houston. And why dismantle your team when that figure's gone? I mean, it's the Celtics, they're proving to be a contender. I don't know. I think they could hang. I don't think they should break up the squad.
They can't.
You need to
They
get rid of
won't.
Serge Ibaka.
One more year.
They won't. They've been saying that for too long. They
You guys
do
watch.
have to rebuild. They can do a partial rebuild too. They don't have to blow the team up. Build around DeRozan, get rid of Lowry, draft someone else, or just tank and pick a bunch of injured draft picks that turn out.
That's
to be
how it
great.
works. That's how you have to do it.
I feel like Riddler is seething over there.
No.
All right, next one.
I think they should trade Lowry, Valanciunas, and C.J. Miles for Tyrus Jones and Cat. Throwing a pick. for the Raptors.
Maybe.
Get rid of Lowry. He's the issue. It's not DeRozan. Get a big man down low.
And kick Drake out.
Yeah, he's a dick at the
No,
game.
no, bring Bieber in
Okay.
and Ryan Reynolds. Make them like the Canadian Power 3.
Does anyone else get as bothered as I do when Drake's like shouting at players and standing courtside, and it's okay. We're gonna put it on Instagram instead of like, you know, if you did that at any other sport, you're gonna get kicked out.
I hate him.
I think it's a joke.
Well, it's the only other sport you can be on the field for,
Yeah.
essentially.
It's a joke.
The next one.
That'd be interesting for hockey.
No glass.
Right.
Just
Rink seats.
Should the Hornets trade Kemba Walker to get more picks?
Yep.
Pels.
It's gonna hurt to do it. And the team's gonna lose a lot of faithful fans, but I mean, if you get the return,
Because that team did not work.
Yeah,
They got to blow it up.
he's
But
good.
the team doesn't work. The team doesn't not work because of Kemba, though.
No, but in order to make that team better, I think you have to trade Kemba.
you're gonna get the most return.
To make that okay, I agree with what you're saying, but to make that team better 6 years from now, you have to trade
Because they're
Kemba.
always
The
gonna get
team's
the
not
11th
making the
pick.
playoffs with or without Kemba. Doesn't matter what they do. They can get 2 first-round picks this year. They're not making the playoffs next year without Kemba. Doesn't matter.
Because the last 2 years in a row, they have the 11th pick. And that's kind of like you're getting a bench piece out of that.
or a steal.
Like they've drafted Malik Monk last year. He did nothing.
When did Donovan Mitchell get drafted?
12. But usually
Oh.
it's just bench pieces after the first 5. So just like trade them, suck next year, get a high draft pick, and work your rebuild.
That's what I'm saying. So you're going to trade Kemba to be good in 6 years.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And hire Jerry Stackhouse.
All right.
Pretty interesting.
You're on to
answer.
something.
said no one ever.
No, he's a good coach, man.
Shut your mouth, Kendall. You don't know anything.
That almost sounded like a Burger King sandwich.
Did you
Stackhouse.
just question Jerry Stackhouse?
Listen, I'd like to apologize to
No,
everyone.
it's over. You've already said it.
I actually am a huge fan.
No, you're
and
not.
I take it back.
Where do you go to school?
I'm a.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Clemson.
Not even
Clemson. I got his
close.
class picture. I was in it.
I have a question I'd like to add to Kyle's segment here. Should the Celtics trade Kyrie?
No.
No.
That team's gonna be really good
No.
next
No.
year.
I only say I saw it posed online and people were going back and forth.
No. You would trade Rozier way before you would
Yeah.
trade Kyrie. Because
Like the-
Rozier's
the
got high
dude's-
stock value.
The dude's playing good, so
They were
like,
playing
people
lights out when
forget
he
about
was playing.
fucking Kyrie. It's crazy.
Scary Terry.
He's a perfect backup point guard. Like
If
he's hot,
Rozier, if
that's
Rozier
it.
is willing to, if Rozier and I personally think Tatum are willing to play off the bench next season, that team's going to be unstoppable in the league. I think Tatum works his way back into the starting lineup. I just don't really like Hayward at the 2
no.
because he cuts really well. He's a good 3. He's undersized, but he's a good 3. And how
I
many
think
white
he-
threes do you
He
know?
should be the guy you get rid of if you have to. But I mean, I say keep the depth. That's just not fair.
Bring back Big Baby Davis.
When you have a bench unit that can do what they're doing, forget it.
All right, got 2 more for basketball. Should the Pelicans do a sign and trade with DeMarcus Cousins?
I don't think he'll sign with them now. Doesn't look like it's too promising.
Well, he might, because if he knows it's a sign and trade, then he'll work his contract. Like it'll pretty much be the contract he wants. Versus if he hits free agency, he's got to take the risk of being at the mercy of the market.
Yeah.
And
Because if he does sign with the Pelicans, he can get more money.
right,
So if they do a sign and trade, and they can trade him, you can get a big return. And that team
Oh, yeah.
around Davis will be better. You can actually add some bench pieces to make that team better. Like trade him to Los Angeles and try to get Brandon Ingram out of it.
They seem to be all in on him. At least making a move, LA. 'Cause, I mean, they pretty much said everyone's available.
DeMarcus Cousins to Golden State.
Oh God, that would suck. Oh my God, imagine that.
But the Pelicans would be the team that would sign him, and they'd be like, "All right, you give us McGee and Pachulia
Yeah,
and Swaggy P, and we'll give you Cousins and cash."
would hurt.
That would be a terrible trade.
Yeah, no, of course it would.
They get cash out of it. They're not worried. They're taking that right to the bank.
Yeah, buy a bunch of crawfish.
I don't know. Sign and trade.
I mean, I think it makes sense for them.
I'm for it just because, like, you get the higher contract demands more pieces or better pieces or whatever. And worst case scenario is you don't get rid of them and you got DeMarcus Cousins.
With Anthony Davis.
Yeah, just option him out so that he can leave in the event that shit hits the fan and you're not paying
I just
him.
like how DeMarcus Cousins is like demanding to be on a winning team, and it's like you haven't been on one yet,
You were kind of on one this year.
but not really.
All right.
You were on Anthony Davis's team.
Did Paul George lose his touch for this year's free agency? And is
No.
there a potential? Is there potential for him to go back to Indiana?
No and no. I think
Agreed.
I think he still has it. He's not going back to Indiana though.
I could see him returning. It'd be
Wasn't it kind of like a bad breakup there? Like when he left, wasn't it?
No,
not
because
great?
he was leaving anyway. He was going to leave at the end of this season. So Indiana was just like, well, see what we can get for him, and it worked out well for them.
Imagine if he went back. Because the trade never happened. And he's
yeah, but I don't know if they want to. They got a good thing going.
I don't think he fits
I
that
don't know
the
if
chemistry of the new team.
Yeah.
where do you think he would go?
Do you think he lost his touch? Or
I
just
do.
His trade value.
Well, like I feel like teams are now like
No,
more focused on getting like Kawhi.
the
And-
guy that didn't play, right?
Yeah, but people were
Not the guy
want
that
him.
played.
Paul George struggled
He
hard.
struggled because.
Would
of
you rather
the
have Paul
system
George or
he's in.
Kawhi on the Knicks?
I'd rather have Paul George. Because I don't. To me, Kawhi was great with the Spurs. I don't see him succeeding anywhere else.
No, I think he would be lights out defensively other places. He might not be as good offensively.
Yeah, I'd rather
but-
have George. He's good too.
But, I mean, if you can have somebody that can lock down anybody in the league, I'm all about that.
I think he'd be a great fit in Utah.
It's actually a good fit.
see, George is a good defender too. He's not as good. as
Didn't see
Leonard,
that
but-
coming. Thought for sure he was going to say Houston.
He doesn't actually mean that. He just couldn't think of it. He just,
No, especially with that young kid. I can remember his name. The possible,
Mitchell?
Yeah, I mean, George. You know that more veteran presence. I think it'd be cool.
Would be a good fit.
I don't think his trade value diminished though. You're looking at a guy that played on the Thunder with stat patter Russell Westbrook. Like between him and Melo, yeah, his numbers are going to drop.
Like
It's
he
a
lost how
shit
to
show.
shoot toward the end of the season.
No, he lost how to shoot like in the beginning of the season. If I'm any team, before I sign Paul George, I'm making him do a 3-point contest for us. Because even in the 3-point contest, uncontested threes, he bricked everything. He was garbage from behind the arc. He was very bad. Very bad.
Now I got some football questions that are going to piss everyone off. Starting with
Tom Brady to the Giants.
the Saints.
Yuck.
Should the Saints re-sign Adrian Peterson to replace Mark Ingram?
No,
No.
that's why we drafted another running back. Stupid. Move on.
Sean Payton said that he would welcome Peterson back.
Yeah, of course he'd welcome
I mean,
him back.
here's
but it's
the
not
thing.
going to happen.
It's not a bad idea if you get him cheap and then he's like your backup guy for when, Kamara has to come out. But if they sign him with the intention of him like really splitting time, I think that's ridiculous. It depends what role they put him in.
It'd be the same shit as last year. He's going to bitch and moan. I don't want him. He's not going to go there.
I think they're too excited about Kamara and what they can do with anybody else.
Now,
Paul?
sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
I don't think he goes there, but I do think it would be a good fit for the 4 games. Just because Kamara would be Peterson at this point would now know his role.
You would hope,
But
but I don't think he would.
But Kamara would be the starter, and the thing is just Kamara's not an every down back, not yet. He's not yet. Not yet. He's not an every down. He's very good. He's got a lot of talent, but Kamara's not the guy. Like in a 3rd and 1 goal line situation, if you're going up against a team that you haven't been able to pass the ball to, against, I'm not. I don't really know how confident I am about giving Kamara the ball to go up the middle to try to get that yard. Just size and experience. Eventually, I think he'll get it. But that power back is still a very useful option to have.
Listen, I wanted to ask Jeff because I may be wrong, but from what I recall last season, Kamara did a lot of damage in the second half.
Yeah,
That seemed to be where he,
Well, he also did a lot.
earned
He
his
also did
living.
a lot of damage past the line of scrimmage too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ingram's gone the first 4 games, but do you think Kamara's going to take over that role from Ingram?
If he produces, absolutely. But I think once Ingram's back, I mean, they're gonna get them both in. It was just a successful run game
Well, it was great.
for the first time in
Ever.
forever, really. For the
Never
Saints.
saw that with the Saints.
I can't see Peterson going back. He bitched because of last year. Then he went and played pretty much every game for the Cardinals. So I don't think he's going
He
to come
got
back
hurt.
to be a 4-game split back, so to speak.
Or I mean, it depends. If he comes back, they sign him.
He's just going to be a headache.
Even if it's just for the 4 games, they
But
sign him for
why
say
would
the
he
vet
do that though?
to earn another spot.
I
With
guess-
a
I guess-
team that's a contender
Yeah.
to just
Because Adrian Peterson, I think at this point, I don't think he's looking to be the starting
No.
like 3 down guy anymore. Like right now, he's just vying to be on a roster. 'Cause
it's
right now,
for a contending
If
team.
he humbled up from last year, then it's okay. But if he's still going to complain every game if he's not getting the ball in his hands when other guys are producing, bye.
That's what I mean. If he comes, plays a good 4 games, they cut him, and then he goes right to New England.
Probably.
That'll be like his tryout.
I don't think he plays this year. I don't think anybody
Turns
signs him.
into the Michael Turner, just disappears.
Disappears.
All right, next one. Jimmy Garoppolo takes the 49ers to the top of the NFC West.
Well, fuck you. You go out that door,
I don't think
dick rider.
no,
Why not?
because the Rams are in that division.
So, Rams also have a lot of headaches
Listen,
on that team.
I'm not sold on Garoppolo. Not yet. He played well last year, but
That team
not sold
is
on him.
probably better than Seattle. That team
Seattle's going to be garbage this year.
team's probably better than Arizona.
Arizona's going to be garbage this year.
Okay. And the Rams have a lot of people on that defense that are just
Good.
drama queens.
You're
But
right.
good.
You don't know if they're going to work.
I think the
You don't know
49ers
if
and the Rams.
49ers are going to work. They have nobody.
I think the 49ers and the Rams both finish the season 11-5. I think the 49ers take a wild card spot and the Rams get the division because I think the 49ers will lose to the Rams twice. But I think the 49ers will play very well.
That division it beats itself.
Yeah.
They're always split.
I mean, the Rams, I mean, like this, they still have holes, and they're still very young. And like you said, the defense has nothing to do with like the egos. The defense just has no chemistry at all. Zero chemistry. And for that defense, realistically, at the end of the day, if they play a team that prevents them from getting to the quarterback, even just a little, that puts a huge glaring hole on their defense. The defense is built on getting to the quarterback, much like Denver's defense was. And the games where Denver didn't get to the quarterback, Denver didn't play well.
I agree. It's a good point.
All right, this is one of my favorite ones. Brock Osweiler eventually beats out Ryan Tannehill for the starting job.
You better believe it, kid.
Wait. So now you're not on Tannehill?
It's just a question, Jeff.
Well, these are your assumptions, aren't they?
That has got to be like the worst QB battle. Ownership's just got to be like, oh, this is what we have.
Because he's hurt, he's coming off an injury. You don't know what he's going to be.
He sucks.
Osweiler seemed to find a way to start somehow.
Even though he sucks.
Because he's the real deal. You better believe that.
Can we see a Culpepper come back? Because I think he's better than both of them right now.
Bring back Jamarcus.
Yeah, I think Osweiler starts by week 8.
Oh, I'm sure he will because that team's just going to be bad, so why not?
All right. Giants regain form, win the NFC East, and the Cowboys finish in last.
I agree with part of that.
Yeah, the Eagles are still there.
Yeah.
The only part of that I agree with is that the Giants regain form. That's it.
The Giants
I don't
have
agree with anything else in that statement.
I think Washington made an upgraded quarterback, but I also feel Washington is Washington.
Washington's finishing last
they'll
in
be
that
last.
division. All they did was give all they have now is Alex Smith. They have nothing. They still has nobody to throw the football to. Nobody impressive to run the football. Nothing that great on defense.
But they got Rob Kelly. Oh.
I don't like the Cowboys roster.
I don't like it either, but at the end of the day, they have what could arguably be the best running back in football this year, and that's going to be damaging.
Don't forget Cole Beasley.
The other thing too is like you're completely sleeping on the fact that Tavon Austin could very easily be a 1,500-yard receiver for that team this year. He is a Dak Prescott wet dream. He's Cole Beasley, but just 4 times as fast and black. So 10 times as fast. So I mean, I don't think the Cowboys by any means make a playoff push, but I think they play better than the Redskins, and I don't think the Giants outdo the Eagles.
I don't either. I mean,
I think the Giants and the 49ers at this point in time are wild card spots.
the only thing that I think the Giants would need the Eagles to just have a huge hangover to overtake. Right now, I think that
knowing that
it
city,
can happen. It can happen, but I mean, I don't think they'll overtake them. But I think the Giants will be a wild card team.
Detroit and Chicago finished first and second in the division this year.
No,
I don't think on that.
I say no on Detroit, but I think Chicago can finish in the second spot. I think Chicago's going to turn heads this year.
Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago.
fuck Minnesota.
See, I have Minnesota, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit.
Chicago's still not ready.
And I think
They're still not ready. They're gonna go through coaching woes. First season with a new head coach. I mean, there's still all even though he's still on the roster, there's all the talk about Jordan Howard leaving and stuff. That stuff sits with you for a long time. It doesn't just leave. And I mean, look back at with all the Kobe talks when you were talking about him getting traded to Chicago. Like that was a weird stretch for him. He wasn't the Kobe that we knew. Like I mean, the secondary is still not that great for Chicago in a division where everybody is a better offense than them. And we don't know Robinson's. I mean, it could surprise, but I still think they finished last. I think it's an improvement. I think maybe an 8-8 last place versus a 5 and whatever or a 4. I don't think Green Bay is good anymore. I just don't. I mean, Aaron Rodgers will keep them in games and win them games, but I don't think the receiving core is as good as it used to be. I still don't think they have a run game, and their defense is old and decrepit. They're adding good pieces for the future, but they're still not. The Vikings defense is still going to be lights out in all aspects, and Kirk Cousins, he doesn't have to be a lights out quarterback for the Vikings. Everyone thinks that this is his time to shine and be the Super Bowl
Just
caliber quarterback. He doesn't have to do that. He just has to go out there. All he has to do is go out there and do what Case Keenum did.
just throw a really inaccurate Hail Mary and guys will miss.
And then
You got to make sure you're running backwards and jump while you throw it.
I think Detroit still gets the 2 seed. I think Detroit is one of the more underrated teams in football.
I look at Detroit. It's just a team that doesn't
It's a big
excite.
letdown.
Yeah, they're just like
They
they're
be
usually good, but they don't ever do anything. They're not a fun team to watch play.
I think it's just because they're forced on us every Thanksgiving. All about that, though. Of course you
His
are.
favorite
I think they
team.
play the Bears on Thanksgiving this year.
Wow.
Not going to watch it.
Flip me off. Come on.
It's going to ruin my holiday.
all right. Cleveland Browns win 6 games and don't finish in last.
I agree, but I think they win 8 games.
3 games.
It doesn't matter how many games they win, the Bengals will be in last.
Yes,
They can win no games. The Bengals will be in last.
I think the Browns go 8-8 this year and finish third. Or sorry, second. Not third.
Browns win 4 games.
4 times more
Still
than they won last
sticking
year.
it. I'm
They
sticking
win
a
4
3.
games.
In
Do they
3?
beat the Steelers twice?
No, but they give them a hell of a run both times.
We don't play in Week 17 this year, so they don't get to face Landry Jones this time.
Kyle, they should have beaten you week 1.
But they didn't, so I don't know what your argument's coming at. All right,
Wow.
last one.
I just used one of your own arguments against you,
Phillip
and you didn't
Rivers.
like it.
Is holding the Chargers back from being a Super Bowl contention.
No.
No,
No.
the Chargers are holding themselves
Yeah.
back from being.
He's been great year in, year out.
Here's the thing. Phillip Rivers, Phillip Rivers falls into that Eli Manning quarterback category of dumb decisions and ill-advised throws from time to time. But at the end of the day, Phillip Rivers is always in the top of the league in passing yards. He's always in the top of the league in completions. His completion percentage is usually very good. He throws a decent amount of touchdowns. Yes, his pick numbers are a little high, but
if he's throwing the ball, it's going to happen.
The Chargers, Phillip Rivers isn't keeping them back.
Never wins a big game.
Oh,
But it's not
Even
just
this
Phillip
year.
Rivers. But it's not just Phillip Rivers.
I think it was the Chiefs. They had to, if they won, they would like lock up one of the spots, and they got
Okay,
completely
but let's
obliterated.
rewind the season to a game that they should have won on the leg of their kicker. They win that game. It
That
doesn't
happened
matter
a
what
few
happens
times.
to the Chiefs.
Two of them.
That's 2 games. So if those 2 games don't have, if the kicker's not fucking up, that game against the Chiefs probably doesn't even matter.
And Rivers got him down the field to that point.
Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah,
don't
he did.
like Phillip Rivers that much, but
Yeah, give
I don't
young
think he's been the
Cole
problem.
Koo a break here.
Phillip Rivers,
he's the farthest thing from their problem.
he is a very good quarterback.
It's durable, dependable.
It was unfortunate that when he played with LT that he was so young. That if that was 5 years from his rookie seasons, then we might be talking. There might not even be a discussion.
Maybe if you
Probably
didn't go to
talking
the
more about
Jets.
could be talking more about is Phillip Rivers one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But he was young, he made mistakes and all this stuff. And I mean, but you look now and it's like at the end of Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen had a great comeback season last year. But the past 5 years, has Phillip Rivers really had a really great receiver to throw to?
No.
I mean,
Receiver, no.
Gates.
I was gonna say he's always had Gates, but
Yeah, but Gates-
I'm saying
but
you're
for the
saying
past
yeah.
5 years, he's
No,
only
I know.
he's only had Gates in the red zone.
Yeah.
Gates is Jason Witten. They're like the same type of guy.
Yeah.
Jason Witten was the same way. Gates is going to be great to block for the run, and he's going to be your guy with you when you're in the red zone.
Oh, you're
but
right.
Jackson
you're on
was
the-
alright for.
but when you're on the 40-yard,
So-
when you're on the other 40-yard line, and it's 3rd and 7, you're not throwing it to Gates or Witten.
No, you're right.
You're throwing it, and I mean Keenan Allen. We'll see if he can do it again.
They had Chris Chambers. Big fan of him.
At the end of his career. Kind of at the end of his career.
Yeah, he had all these guys that were old, and then no one really.
I
since.
think right now he probably has the best supporting cast, like of his career.
That defense is going to be really
The
good.
defense is good. Melvin Gordon's good. Keenan Allen when he's on the field is good.
Plus, let's not forget now that he plays in a kind of a garbage division now, so they might be able to pull it out this year. Because the Chiefs and the Raiders both just they lose games they have no business losing.
Yep.
And I think the Broncos are going to finish last.
For me, they're either going to be good or terrible.
Okay. Riddler's rankings. Soules has a game for us to play.
Oh,
Mock, did you come up with a Riddler's ranking?
Not yet.
All right. Kind of need it now. Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by asshole.
Yep.
Nice. Caught me off guard. We are live from PPRN Radio Network. Shout out to Peter Pinow.
Yeah.
Once again, for letting us use his radio abode.
Head over to Facebook Live. Check us out.
Yep. Comment.
Hello, Shane Rivard.
Yes. That's it. Everybody else is in this room. Oh wait. Hi, Kyle.
Hola!
That was funny. I like that.
Mis
All right.
amigos
So
Soules.
we had Riddler's rankings. I believe Mock Sheen came up with the topic. So
always that one guy.
I was the one guy that just can't have the volume off.
Soules.
I'm deaf, so I didn't hear it.
Uh,
So for this week's Riddler's Rankings, I have assigned Paul to name us his top 5 Connecticut breweries
In order.
in order from 5 to 1.
All right.
Number 5.
Number 5 is. I had it in my head and I forgot what it was.
Bush.
The Bush Brewery.
Anheuser-Busch Connecticut Division, followed up slowly by Miller Coors Connecticut Division. No, number 5 is New England Brewing Company, out of Woodbridge, Connecticut. I really like their. Peter, what's everyone wearing? I really like their Imperial Stout Trooper. I don't often drink a lot of IPAs anymore. But I do like the Fuzzy Baby Duck and the G-Bot. But yeah. Yep. Number 4. From. Ready?
Yeah.
No one's ready, dude.
I'm listening.
No one's
I'm
excited.
dialed in.
Sorry.
Number 4 for me is actually City Steam in Hartford.
Big fan.
They don't really distribute a lot of beer, but they have a lot of like interesting things that they put on tap at their brew pub. And I'm a big fan of the like the atmosphere of the actual place. The 2 or 3 story restaurant. Is it 3?
I think it's 3.
3
The
stories.
third story is really weird.
Yeah, it's like the fireplace and all that stuff. It's a real nice atmosphere. And like I said, they have a lot of really good beers that they always keep on tap there.
Never been there.
Yeah, I know, Kyle. You haven't been to almost any of these places I'm talking about.
City Steam, located in Hartford, Connecticut.
I said that.
Did you? I'm
I
sorry.
did.
I didn't know if you did. I just wanted to make sure.
Did say that. What?
All right,
Ass.
number 3.
No, I'm thoroughly,
I was just making sure. I didn't hear you say it.
thoroughly upset. Number 3 from Middletown, Connecticut, Stubborn Beauty. They just make a bunch of good stuff. I'm a big, huge fan of all their stuff. I'm really excited for them to expand soon. I hope that's in the works. I don't really actually know if they're doing it, but fingers crossed. They just, over the past year, started releasing a new beer. Number 2 from... Oh, I screwed up my rankings. Damn!
Oh
well.
no turning back now.
This
Yeah.
has to be 2.
Yeah, no. Number 2 from some town in Connecticut. Forgot. Black Hog Brewing.
Oxford. Kyle's favorite town.
It's a
Hey,
great
Uncle
town.
Bob.
It's
Yeah,
a great,
I'm a
great
big
town.
fan of pretty much everything that they put out, with the exception of the Ginger Ninja.
You don't like it?
I don't really like ginger.
Oh, that's right.
That's why Kendall and I don't get along.
I'm going gray soon, so things
White,
will be better.
you're going white.
But
White
I like
Silver.
I like a lot of the stuff they put out. They do a lot of really good brewery releases. I'm really hoping for an expansion, brewery expansion soon.
We had an awesome time down there too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
They had a great time.
And then number 1 from Brantford, Connecticut, Thimble Island. My favorite brewery in Connecticut.
Shout out Gina down at Thimble Island.
Yeah. I just like it's just like it's like a perfect setup, even though it's in kind of like a business park. But it's like they have a nice yard area where you can like do the outdoor stuff. It's right near the ocean, so it's like it's always got a nice breeze to it. It's usually very nice out. It's perfect setup for food truck stuff. I really like the bar type feel inside. It's not too big. It's not it's not too overcrowded, and they always have some bomb ass brewery releases. Always.
A lot of good stuff comes out of Thimble Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
So notable mention: Two Roads. I love Two Roads. I like them a lot, but I feel like out of all of them, Two Roads is kind of the one that's been more exposed to the outside Connecticut world.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of left them off just because like people who might be listening that don't live in Connecticut and want to travel this way, like they're probably not getting Stubborn Beauty and stuff like
Peter, I
that.
said hi to Uncle Bob. Hi, Uncle Bob.
Shout
Hi,
out-
Uncle Bob.
Shout out to Uncle Bob fuckers. Yeah. So yeah, Soules, you got a game.
I do.
Cool.
It's called Guess Who.
Oh boy, that's
Okay.
also already a game name. So you are 3 for 3.
I think we got a new nickname for Kyle. Copyright
All right,
Souls.
fine. I'll change it up.
Patent pending.
Guess Who.
Guess whom?
Hey, can
Guess
you keep
who?
Rebecca off
Come-
this
what is-
chat?
Yeah,
Fuck, I love it.
she shouldn't even have access to technology at all.
So,
I don't know what's going on.
Did you guys come up with your teams?
What? Hey, we're playing a game. You guys got your teams?
We're gonna throw 1s and 2s in a second.
All right. Ready?
Here's the problem.
Set.
Well,
1s and 2s.
no, so here's
What?
Here's the problem with the teams, though. Is this going to be something like where you need to have basketball knowledge?
There's only one basketball thing on here, so no, not really.
Well, I mean, just out of convenience, then, do you just want to do you two versus us two?
Yeah, we can do
All right.
All right.
Wait, who?
It's us. It's us.
Not worried.
All right. Before we get started, though,
Cats
I want to
Park
say, Kendall,
Scoop.
we got to take you to a movie that's coming out very soon called Bohemian Rhapsody.
Peter said, "Ho, Rebecca." No, he didn't. Don't correct. You didn't mean hi. You called her a hoe.
Uh-oh.
Own up to it. Kendall will meet you in the parking lot after work to agree with you.
You think you can curse better than me?
Wanted to let you know that that movie is coming out and you're going to go see it.
What is it?
It's a Queen
It's a
biopic.
Queen movie.
Yeah.
Oh, also, real
Have
quick,
fun.
shout out the 5 of us
I'm
getting
sick
sports
that
with drunk
day.
June 30th, going to a Phillies game, and it's going to be a boys spectacular that weekend because the day before the Phillies game, Uncle Drew comes out. So we're all going to see that together with Kyrie and Nate Robinson playing old men and Shaq and all that. We're going to see that.
And then we get to watch Harper obliterate the Phillies.
And then on Sunday, we get to get the news that Harper is a Philly.
No.
All right. You guys ready?
Do we know the rules of the game?
Peter said, "I'll bring Mike."
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you guys ready to play?
so I'm going to read out all the clues.
Okay.
You guys get 3 guesses. But if you need a hint, you only get the teams. That's the only thing I'm
Now
giving
hold
you.
on.
You don't get the teams
So,
that you played for.
listen to me.
I listen.
So are we like if we? You said we have 3 guesses for each team. So if we guess, do we have to wait till they guess to go back, or
No, just 3 guesses.
so we can just wrap
This
it?
is me a lot of yelling over
Yeah,
each other.
I
It
feel
looks
Just
like-
don't be a dick. Have courtesy for one another.
Well, that could have been specified.
No, I shouldn't have to.
You
all
should.
grown-
You should go
we're
over the
grown
rules
adults
of your
here.
fucking
We're grown
game.
fucking adults here.
Hey, have you guys played like the real Guess Who game?
Guess whom?
Not in a long time, but yeah.
That's
You
one
ever-
of the flipping, right?
Yes, with the
Did you ever play
mustache, man.
Subjective Guess Who? You should play that a lot of fun. So instead of just doing like does your person have glasses? You're like, does your person look like they could be a pedophile? And then you just kind of flip down the people. Are you like, does your person look like they're likely to bitch about not getting exact change at the gas station? Things like that. Anyway, continue. Does your person look like they're willing to pay in all quarters for their $57 Outback bill?
Boo.
All right. Game on. All right.
Freddie
All right, you can
First
say
one.
all right again, or
Hey,
all right.
All right.
I'm a 9-year NBA pro.
Oh wow, yeah. that could-
NBA right out of the gate. Here we go.
I have played for 4 teams. I am a 6'11" southpaw.
Is this like the match game? What is that?
Can you shut
All
your
right,
face?
all right.
I'm not repeating any of them.
That's fine.
Just keep
I
going.
know the answer.
And I have played for 3 teams this year. Who am I?
9-year vet.
9-year vet.
I hate that you use the term southpaw in
Yeah,
basketball.
that really pissed me off.
It's like, I mean, like I know what it means. Like he shoots lefty, but it's just very annoying.
All right. Let's think logically.
Hmm.
Mark. This guy probably isn't really good anymore. Been on 3 teams. All right. Now the problem is by doing this, we have to keep the talking, otherwise it's dead air. So this is a real problem, and I'm just gonna be babbling until I come up with an
If
answer.
anyone on Facebook Live knows the answer, feel free to chime in.
You guys are welcome
we
to
need,
play along.
We need some help. Hey, play along at home.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really cool. It's like 3 teams.
Yeah.
Because if they guess it,
They beat
They're
us.
right.
I hope they sweep us.
Find us at 555
I'm trying to
logs.
think. This is really throwing me off. Are we allowed to ask questions or not?
You can ask a couple questions.
Can we use the hint?
Okay, so the three teams that he played for this year were
Was he waived from any of them?
Yes.
so were all of them like, so did he play for like 1 team for 8 years and then 3 teams this year?
No.
Oh, okay. So we went back to like one of his teams.
No. So.
Kyle, you said he played for 4 teams.
Yeah.
And he played for 3 teams this year.
Yeah.
So he either played for 1 team for 8 years, pretty much.
No. He played for 1 team for 5 years.
Okay.
Then he went to another team. Got waived. Signed with. No, he got traded. Then he got waived, and then he signed.
So anyway, he ended up working back to that original team.
Is it Derrick Rose?
Yeah, he's 6'11".
Is it-
He's 6'11". Good call
It
there.
is not.
There's
Derrick
one
Rose.
guess.
I didn't hear him say a height.
Number 2, right off the bat. Is it Udonis Haslem?
It is not Udonis Haslem.
6'11" lefty.
I think
Might
it
be.
is.
This is Channing Frye.
It is not Channing Frye.
Damn.
He is a right-handed shooter.
No, he's. Is he?
Yes, he is.
No, he's wait, what?
All right, so we're down 2 in the hole. Both our answers were pretty good.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think.
This game's gonna take a lot longer than I thought.
Yep.
You think it's my first?
Would you guys like the teams?
I don't know, I'm
Yes.
trying- yeah.
Okay, he has played for Detroit, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Boston.
Greg Monroe.
Correct.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a lefty.
It's funny because I
didn't
thought
know
of
who
him
he was.
earlier, but then when
Hey,
you
was
said,
that the guy that was supposed to be a Pelican?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they
That's
were
the
like
thing that-
signing him?
That's like the thing that was like throwing me off because like you said the southpaw thing and like I kept trying to think in my head like
I
what
kept
does this guy
thinking
shoot
Kendrick
with?
Perkins for some reason.
That was like the first. I was like I don't think he played for 3 teams this
I
year.
don't think he's 6'11" either.
He's like 6'4", with center.
That's not. All right.
6'4"
All right.
center.
They're up by 1.
Yeah.
This one might be a little tough for you guys. Hello. I am 6'3" center.
Is
God,
this,
you said there was one basketball one.
you mean
Yeah.
Shut up and
this
listen.
is 3 center?
Real quick.
Okay,
Hello.
there's a center in football and hockey.
I was a part of the 1988 NHL draft. So there you go. Shut your face, you fucking dickhead.
Wow.
Is it Miriam Hossa?
I played majority of my career with 1 team.
That's a guess right there, by the way.
I retired in 2011 and played for
Nope.
a different team in my last year of my career.
Hmm.
I have won 1 Stanley Cup in my career. And finally, I have over 1,300 points in my career. Who am I?
No, he played for more than one. More than two.
See, retired is throwing me off.
I'm pretty sure this guy's retired, but I don't know when he retired.
Well, hey, you go for it.
I don't think it's right.
Hey, just caution to the wind, baby.
Is his name Nick Lindstrom?
That is not.
When did he retire, Paul? I don't know off the top of my head. Was it 2011?
Sure, we'll go with that. just to make you feel better.
Yeah, who stopped watching?
This is oh, it was me. It was me.
Wait, so out of how many of us?
See, this is what's
Yeah.
throwing me off, because it's like the years throw me off. Because when you said 1998, I was like, oh, Marion Hossa. Then you said center, and I'm like,
I
fuck.
said 1988.
Oh, 88.
I said
Oh.
1988.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, this is all you, bro.
Oh, so we should get our. I thought it was 98 as well.
It's 88.
I want to.
Yeah? No?
Center?
Let's see.
I'm not good with years. Like, it's
probably.
and like
Wasn't that
you guys have to remember too, like my hockey numbers or my hockey statistics and knowledge is just really good compared to yours.
That's Gretzky, right?
Yeah.
No.
John
Let's say we
Gretzky.
just throw out a few names here and move along.
Yeah, you're right. Eric Lindros.
No.
Okay.
Wayne Gretzky.
No.
His brother Gretzky.
No.
He didn't.
Alright.
He had 8 points, not 1,300.
Mike Fisher.
No. You guys could have went for the fucking hint.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Go for the
There
hint, then.
was a hint.
Well, you guys used all three
Yeah,
guesses.
sorry.
Oh, okay. So can you guys just guess another one so we can get a hint?
Well, I'll give you the. Do you want the hint?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is cool, Kyle.
He played for the Stars and the Red Wings.
Fuck off, Souls.
Wow.
Oh, Darius Rucker.
Ricky Rubio.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna let Paul take this guess because that was a
I
terrible.
don't know who it is.
No, I don't want to guess anymore. We used our guesses.
Who is
You
it,
know who
Kyle?
It is Mike Madonna.
Who?
All right, so moving right along.
Yep.
Bullshit, because he played for 2 teams. Then the Red Wings.
They played for the same team. They just moved cities.
Doesn't matter. It's different.
Fact check.
Hola. I pitched in the majors for 18 years. I pitched for 9 different teams.
Bartolo Colon.
Jeff started saying it first if it counts.
No.
Damn.
Fuck.
Damn.
I am a 2-time All-Star and have won a World Series. In my career, I went 178 and 177 with an ERA of 4.44. I pitched most of my career in the NL except for 1 season. I have also hit 10 career home runs in my career.
Carlos Zambrano.
Who am I? No.
Fuck.
I have hit 10 career home runs in my career.
All right, so we have one more guess.
If you think
It's all you, bro.
All right.
Type it if you think it is. Rita thinks she knows, and by her guess, we'll see.
All right, I don't know if this counts as a hint, but did you say Ola because he's a Spanishman?
Maybe.
You can't-
Spanishman.
Fucking I hate Kyle.
So Rebecca said Randy Johnson.
No. No, he did not play for 9 different teams.
Yeah,
He also played the predominant of the season in the NL.
Ah, Levon Hernandez.
Correct.
I knew you'd pick him just because you got all hard when we talked about him like a couple weeks ago.
You know,
He's got all
I
I
hard.
should have guessed that. I couldn't get Vicente Padilla out of my head.
Wait, he hit 10 home runs?
Yeah.
Was it when he was younger?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
had,
I was
he
gonna-
had
I
like
don't even
6 for the Marlins.
I was going to say, because in his later days, I don't think he was even going to be able to swing a bat.
It was funny, like you said Ola, and then you said 18 seasons and 9 teams. Bartolo Colon was like so on point.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you said 10 home runs, and I was like,
You know, for some reason I had Jamie Moyer in my head, and then he said the home runs thing. I don't know why.
You guys ready?
I was just hoping it was Roger Clemens, just that he'd hit 10 home runs.
All
Just
juiced
imagine
up.
Jamie Moore said, "Hola, boy."
Hey, I was a 12-year pro. I
It's
don't
like
know why I
an
wrote
AA
that twice.
meeting.
It's like eHarmony.
He wrote the same sentence twice.
I did.
Can you read it like you wrote it then,
Yeah,
please?
read it like you wrote
I played 12 seasons.
I
I was a 2-time Super Bowl champ.
Oh, God.
I have 39 career touchdowns. I played most of my career in the East Coast, but played 5 seasons on the West Coast.
You notice the voice change.
Yeah, what are you doing there, guy?
Shut up. I played 17 career playoff games. I retired after the 2012 season.
Willie Parker.
Who am I? No.
worth the guess. 100% worth the guess.
I'm gonna
17
kinda just shoot
seasons?
off the first guess almost every time.
I said 12.
Yeah, what the hell are you listening
What
to?
17 did you say?
I didn't say anything 17. I
Yeah.
said 7.
Oh.
7-11.
7
7 years on the East Coast, 5 on the West Coast.
Oh, my apologies.
Fuck that one up pretty good. That Willie Parker guess.
That was so funny.
Man, I just don't have it together.
Well,
Dead air,
Oh,
dead air. I'm
You're the
thinking.
You're the producer guy.
I'm thinking. Let's see. How many playoff games did you say you played in?
I gotta find it.
Was it 17?
Oh, that was 17.
Aha! Shot for me too. All right. Play for the East Coast and then some on the West Coast, which is that could be 14 teams.
If you listen to the thing,
How you were pronouncing it?
you just shut your face.
tell us. Who
Terrell
is-
Owens.
No.
Ah,
When the hell did he win 2 Super Bowls?
39 career touchdowns?
I think you deserve a shot for that guess.
I
What-
was just guessing.
No, we're adding it in there. 100%.
2 times.
Well,
Super Bowl
let's see if
champ.
we can work together here. 39 career touchdowns in 7 years. So, I don't think he was a receiver. He could have been.
Could have been.
So I'm thinking maybe a running back / tight end.
I wasn't thinking tight end.
Be a lot of touchdowns for a tight
Yeah.
end, but
I wish I remembered the Super Bowl thing. It's too many things to keep track of. Playoffs, touchdowns, sides of the country I played on.
Yeah, you didn't play West
Um,
Coast.
Time. He was retired way before
Let's
that
see.
time.
Struggling with this one.
Yeah.
I can give you guys the
yeah,
hint.
if anyone on Facebook Live knows, except I think the people watching is all of us.
It's us.
Oh, it's down to 5. Yeah, we lost our only few viewers.
All right.
Up to 6.
That was me.
Oh, no, just kidding.
Give us a hint, Souls.
Well, there's 6 of us in this room.
The
Right?
teams he played for were the Patriots and the Seahawks.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
Patriots
and the Seahawks.
and the Seahawks.
Hmm.
Well, holy hell! I think I know.
There's got to
who
be a
it is.
defenseman that's got 39
It
touchdowns.
was.
Let's think here.
I'm having like a headache thinking.
This is probably fun.
Oh
Yeah, this is good
Pete
to listen
Evans.
to.
Yeah.
No.
what?
Keith Evans was a Saint, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're right.
Man.
He was also a Patriot in the Seahawks. Oh God, what's going on here? I'm choking.
2 times.
Oh.
Let me think. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right, Paul, on you.
Um,
3 guesses
I have no
before
idea.
actually thinking.
These
Trying to think
games
of-
always throw me for a loop because it's like you just
You think so
overthink
hard,
it.
yeah.
Well, it's like it's too when it's Souls doing it, it could be any barrel diving player. Like it's,
um,
Probably like some scrub receiver.
no.
Man. I can't think of all these stupid running backs.
Sure thing,
they had
screw.
over here. Let's think.
All right, so who is it, Kyle?
Hold on. So
You guys
Patriots
had a
and
guess.
Seahawks.
You didn't even use one. Use
Did
one.
he win? So he's 2-time Super Bowl champion. Did he win one with one team, one with the other?
No.
So both with the Patriots.
Yes.
Permitting guilt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of who.
I'm
it would be.
disappointed in Kendall. Big time. This is like his second favorite team.
Second favorite team. You said the Patriots.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
your second favorite team.
No, it's
I
not.
love the Patriots.
It is.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
Think of the stats, guys.
Kyle.
39
Yeah,
touchdowns.
it's nothing impressive.
Yeah, but you guys all know who this is.
I'm sure we do. Hey, Shannon's watching.
You have 2 guesses.
All right.
What's up, Red?
So, what was the first thing we asked?
Oh my god.
Did we ask anything? Did we ask a
You
question?
didn't ask anything.
No, did they ask a question?
No.
All right. Was this person always a starter?
Yeah.
That wasn't very convincing, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Can I take another shot?
Yeah.
Deion Branch.
Correct.
Pretty much, yeah. Played for Seattle. Forgot.
Yeah. Sometimes,
End of his
third
career,
time's a
he was
charm.
bad.
How did he go from
he went
Willie,
back to New England
Willie
after
Parker to Deion Branch?
Yeah, but he was bad.
Yeah.
When he went back to New England, he was bad.
That was a good one, though.
Moving along.
All right.
Heating up.
Hola.
It's another Spanish.
Yeah, really tipping his hand here.
Is this like the one that's going
But
to
you
be?
notice the dialect that he used with Deion Branch? That's a
Yep.
little questionable.
I was a 15-year pro. I played for 9 teams.
What is with 9 teams?
Spent most of my career with Montreal.
Oh, gee.
I ended up with a career 272 batting average.
Oh.
I also
Took a
had
turn on everybody there, didn't it?
I also had 2,055 career hits. I was a 2004 World Series champion and a 2-time Gold Glover. Most people forgot about me, but loved me when I played. Who am I?
Moises Alou.
No.
Oh, man.
Wasn't my guess.
All right. Well,
What was the career hits?
2055.
I know this.
I really hope you guys don't read the teams. That's a lot of teams.
I know that.
Well, again, let's work
Driving
together
me
here.
nuts.
You
2004,
guys should all work together. This is the last
the Red Sox won. So
There's a few names that are coming to my mind. One, if I spit names out with them, I'm not guessing.
You
Okay?
guys could all do this one
We're
together.
conversing.
As a group.
Well, I mean, we can't win if this is the last
Some
question. So what is
names
it?
coming to mind. Steve Finley's one of them. He played for Arizona, Anaheim. I don't know if he ever played for Montreal. Darren Erstad's coming to mind.
You need to name all Angels players. You're naming that whole team. Is Garrett Anderson a part of this?
Garrett Anderson. Jose Vidro.
I have no idea.
Kyle didn't make any shit comment. First guess, Jose Vidro.
Wrong.
Boo.
Ooh, he got you there. Hosh you.
Did is Fernando Tatis a champion? Played for the Expos, I'm pretty sure.
Did he have that many hits?
I don't know. He played for a while.
Fuck it, burn a guess.
How does Fernando Tatis sound?
No. You guys get.
No, remember, we get 6 guesses.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you guys
because we work
just-
together
yeah,
now.
shut up. Damn, why the fuck 9 teams, though? That's what's pissing me off.
Yeah. So
2,500 hits.
let me
So
tell you
this guy
this.
was pretty good.
I'm gonna give you guys this.
All
Hint.
right, cool. Cool, let's hear it.
After Montreal, he played 1 season for each of these other teams.
Wow. Journeyman.
But he was just always that guy that was really good.
Now, you said Ola.
I did say Ola.
So for a reason.
Could be not.
Judging by the other questions, it's definitely the
Yeah.
reason.
I played for 9 teams.
Come on, guy.
Yo, Hogar. I'm done.
Julio Lugo.
That's a shot.
Why?
He sucked.
Yeah, he was
He
bad.
never played for the Expos.
Hey, how many teams did Big Vlad play?
Not that many. He was also part of those Angel squads, though.
Dude, everyone that played for the Nationals was an angel at some point.
You guys want to burn one on John Franco?
Expos.
Yeah.
What?
I think John Franco want to burn one on that?
What about Matt Stairs?
Ooh, Matt
Julio
Stairs.
Franco or John Franco?
Ooh, I meant Julio Franco. My
He
apologies.
never won a ring, though.
I don't think he-
know of.
He played for the Expos.
I don't know.
I don't think he had that many hits, even though he was around for
You
so
guys
long.
want the teams?
This has gone on for quite
it's
some
like a-
time.
it's
Give
like
us,
an help
give
us.
us some
Alright.
teams.
Montreal. He was an Angel.
Fuck you then, dick. Asshole.
He was a Twin, a Giant, an A Red Sox, a Red, an Indian, and a White Sox.
What the fuck?
Man, this
Could
is
it be Raul Mondesi?
Yes.
No.
Ah.
That was
guess,
a good
though.
guess. He played
Yes.
for most of those teams.
Oh, wait, you didn't say the Yankees on there, did you?
No.
Damn.
All right, I'll give you the position he played. He was a shortstop.
Omar Vizquel.
No.
Fuck!
2004. Was it
He
Alex
played
Cora?
like 19 years with the Indians.
Was Alex Cora the Red Sox shortstop then?
I don't know. Did Alex Cora play for
I don't know. Who was
Expos?
the
500
04 Red
hits
Sox
is what
shortstop?
fucking was
I
he?
don't know. I can't remember.
It was not Nomar, we know that.
No, that was when he got traded.
Jeff knows this person.
I know!
You retired as a White Sox?
Wait a
He
minute.
retired right, the year right after the White
Was
Sox.
it Kevin Youkilis?
No.
He was a White Sox and a Red Sox. Pretty sure he was on that team.
Did I get this guy's autograph?
I don't know.
Yes, go with it.
No, I'm not going with it because he could have had like half of the hits.
That's funny. That's. You sure it's not Kevin Youkilis?
I'm pretty sure.
Who
All
was the shortstop for all 4 Red Sox?
I don't know.
Oh
but
yeah, he had like 3/4 of the hits, or less. So it's not. I was gonna guess Damian Jackson. That's not the case.
Just type it to the chat. You
Yeah.
want to participate?
Or just speak into the microphone.
Here. Who do you think it is?
No, because
No, I'm going to talk to the microphone and not give an
it's
answer.
not a good guess.
Say it.
I just almost guessed a guy that had 500 hits of the 2,500 hits. So
I was gonna say the cereal guy. I can't think of his name, but his name is
Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger.
Final
Toucan
answer.
Sam.
That's good.
no.
The Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
That freaking Cocoa Puff bird.
Yeah,
Coco?
that guy.
Oh, Sam the Toucan.
No.
Coco
Coco
Crisp?
Yeah.
No, he was not a shortstop.
All right, we're going to pot you down real quick.
Yeah.
Ricky, you're going to want to sterilize that mic when you get back.
Should he play for the White Sox?
The shortstop's
Was
really,
he a starting shortstop for the White Sox?
I can't remember.
And you
It
said
was
When
just
did he
last
play?
year.
What year was it?
The last year of his career.
So
So
you said it went
ended
Red
his
Sox,
season-
Athletics.
It wasn't in order. He started with Montreal.
When do you think he retired? Before 2010?
I think it was like 2010, 2011.
Oh, then he definitely wasn't. So he would have been playing under Alexi.
Or he was second base. Or
And
something.
we said he's Hispanic?
Yeah, he's a Hispanic guy.
Well, I'm going to guess this because it's the only Hispanic name that makes sense. Is it Orlando Cabrera?
It is.
Oh! Oh, that hurts.
I didn't realize
God.
he
You
played for all
said
those
White
teams
Sox, and I'm
one
sitting
year.
here thinking
Oh,
of the
he was
shortstops that I've
good.
seen play for the White Sox. And I'm like, I can't remember anybody that because I thought those were in order. I'm like,
Wow.
Alexi played shortstop forever.
That's a fucking throwback of all throwbacks.
I said we all forgot about him, but we all loved
that
him.
definitely is a
I
forgotten
had no idea
name
he
in
played for all those
baseball.
teams just 1 year.
No, he
Yeah.
did.
Right after
He bounced-
Montreal, he
oh.
went like on a 1 year spree with everybody.
Wow.
You know, I almost thought Orlando Hudson. There's another throwback.
He was good.
But he played for Toronto.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed us not know anything about sports.
Yeah,
my,
really.
phone, my phone keeps timing out, so I'm just gonna not.
Those
watch
are
the
those
Facebook
are
chat.
tough ones. I didn't give you
Not a
guys
lot
any
going
easy.
on there.
Hey, we need that. We like that.
And I don't think I would have guessed any of these guys either.
No.
Maybe not.
You would have guessed Greg Monroe.
Probably. But other than that, I don't think I would have. Mike Modano ain't picked because he's my favorite hockey player of all time.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Backyard Sports.
No, it's the Asian guy. You like the Asian guy, Kenny Wu.
I was going to pick Drum Inglo, but
Why?
why not?
No, your favorite hockey player is Jaromir Jagr because you always put him on your teams.
Because
He's the only hockey guy that Mark knows.
he's the ageless
Not the
wonder.
only one.
He's the ageless wonder.
He's playing next season
Where?
overseas.
Czech Republic.
He should just come back.
People don't want him. He's 70. Whatever.
He was still good, though.
Well, no, he was okay, but he got hurt a lot in the last 3 years.
Did he?
Yeah, I miss him.
Real quick, shout out to Mr. Dave Sanderson who was listening to the show. So thank you for listening.
To today's disaster.
Hey, not a disaster. Not a disaster. Our first hour was great.
I like the second hour.
I liked
the
it.
game.
It was fun.
A lot of ridiculous banter. Jeff screaming out names that just didn't make sense.
Willie Parker was a great guess.
That was totally worth the guess. Anytime Willie Parker gets thrown into a conversation, him or Rashard Mendenhall, two running backs that are just going to be cemented in legacy
Well, I picked
forever.
Deion Branch. That's Kendall's like third favorite receiver all time.
Yep, love the guy.
39
Big
touchdowns,
fan.
too. Could have been Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I tried to pick guys that were
Cabrera.
like superstar, but
All right, I got one thing to talk about, and then we'll do our sign off stuff. But real quick, so Jason, I think it was Jason Terry, put out a tweet or whatever, talking about because people are doing the LeBron, Jordan, Kobe debates or whatever, and like for some reason, all of a sudden out of nowhere, like if people are really starting to chime in more about like why Kobe isn't considered in this discussion, because Kobe was more athletic than both of them, which I agree with, and probably the best raw scorer out of the three of them. But this besides the point. But Jason Terry said in a comment, he goes, for me, for LeBron James to be considered the GOAT, he's got to do what Jordan and Kobe would do and did do. You're down 0-2 in a series. Now, I know they won or whatever. This was before the game, but he goes, you're down 0-2 in a series. He's like, I need to see LeBron put up 55, 60 points. That's what Jordan would do. That's what Kobe would do. Regardless of who the team is around them, when it came time to win, they put the team on. They pushed the team aside and won the game themselves. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that because have we really seen like a LeBron absolute dominating playoff game with no help at all? I mean, we've seen games that he's played with pretty much no help. But like, I mean, like a triple-double is dominating. You know, we've seen games where he's put up 27 and 14 rebounds and 12 assists. But I mean, like, have we really seen a game where LeBron's went out and in a back against the wall kind of situation and dropped 58 points?
Not in a while. But
have we ever seen it in the playoffs? I'm not sure. I don't really know off the top of my head.
I'm sure he's done it. I just don't remember it.
Yeah. But I kind of liked that. Like, it was like one of those things, like, that's not one of those things people talk about. That, you know, people like, I don't know. It's...
Well, like last night he put up 27 and 12. That's pretty dominating. Just not.
But okay, but I'm talking like but 20 and 12 is very good, but they scored what, 130 points?
Yeah.
So and he only had 28, which means that the team contributed more than 100 points.
Yeah.
But like you're talking about, like there's been plenty of games, postseason and regular season, where Kobe has gone out in a back against the wall situation, down 2-1, last game at home before you got to go away. If you lose this game, you're playing elimination game on the road, and Kobe goes out and Kobe drops 55 points.
Now, I want to answer your question with a question because you guys know basketball better than I do. Did LeBron and even Kobe, like, did they face the super teams that LeBron faces? Like in the Warriors? Was there a team like the Warriors in like the Jordan era? And
there's always
been those teams.
that team, but for whatever reason, whether it be this just generation of social media, the Warriors have been this blown up presence.
The thing too is like what you have to remember too, is back when when Jordan played, because like the Kobe LeBron thing, Kobe played a decent part of his career with LeBron, so they played in the same league. I mean, this Warriors team is newer. This is kind of post Kobe, but I mean, you look at teams back then. I mean, like the Utah Jazz were a superstar team. They were pretty much an unbeatable team with the exception of the Chicago Bulls. I mean, if you really look at the Chicago Bulls, I mean, they had Jordan and Pippen, who were elite players. And then they had some other supporter players that were elite in a specific category. Like Dennis Rodman was an elite rebounder. If it didn't go in, he was coming down with the ball. You know, but like supporting cast players and bench depth was so much greater in the Jordan and era and stuff like that. So like you didn't have a time like now. If all of the Warriors stars check out, any team could probably put together a run against that Warriors bench. Same thing with Oklahoma City. Same thing with Cleveland. But back then, the depth, bench depth and all that stuff was great. And people, like, they just kind of, like, knew their roles more. And they played, like, Steve Kerr knew that he was going to go, he was going out there and he was going out there to shoot three-pointers and be an annoying run around the court kind of guy. Tony Kukoc knew that his role was to shoot the big three. In that type of situation. Like, that's kind of why the Spurs had so much, why Robert Horry had so much success, because everybody on that Spurs team in those early 2000 years, they knew their role. And but the Spurs, you could argue, were a superstar or a juggernaut team. I mean, Tony Parker in his prime, Manu, Tim Duncan.
They were just unbelievable at drafting. They didn't have to sign anybody.
I mean, you look at the Celtics that Kobe had to play against. I mean, that Celtics team was stacked.
No, you know what's crazy?
I mean, go back just to Miami Heat team was stacked. Wade, Mourning, Udonis back, you know, when he was younger and healthier. They had Gary Payton, who was still defensively good. They had Jason Williams, who still had moves. Like,
we never had a Kobe LeBron final, have we?
No.
Oh, it was so close.
Which is crazy to think about.
Going back to Jester, Drake ruined the best picture in NBA basketball history. You ever see that photo? It was the All-Star game. It was like Kobe's last season.
Yep.
And LeBron's playing defense on Kobe, and Drake stands up to clap mid-picture. And so you just see like the back of Drake covering almost all of Kobe. That probably would have gone down as like the greatest basketball picture ever.
It's a damn shame.
Right up there. It would have been right up there with like the Jordan last shot, all that stuff. No, but we never saw, because the problem was like the Lakers were good when LeBron was on the bad Cleveland team, and then the Lakers were bad when LeBron was on the Heat. And so it didn't really work itself out. But yeah, I mean, but they've all played against superstar teams. Yeah. It's just a different level of what you define superstar. Because like now you look at like the Warriors. The Warriors are a star-studded, absolute juggernaut of talent, but their depth ends after the starting lineup. I mean, like they have players that contribute, but I mean, like, but it's like those players can't. If the starting five for the Warriors were forced to be benched for a game, the new starting five for the Warriors would not be anything close to what it is. They probably would lose to almost any team, except maybe like the Nets. But you go back to like the Jazz, the Knicks, the Bulls, like they had all around talent everywhere and depth. So it was I think it was a different definition of what a superstar team was. In my opinion. In my honest opinion.
When the Sixers went, they just had Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
He was just able to beat the East by himself.
And then lose.
Yeah, his team sucked. He should have never traded Theo Ratliff.
That would have been the difference,
I'm
right
telling
there.
you. He played a lot better with Theo Ratliff than he
Jesus.
did with Kevin Mutombo.
Well, let's see.
No.
No. His voice is very terrible.
What do you... I'm not going to...
Like he tries real hard to talk.
Oh, it's a strain. It's a strain to it.
It's like
No.
So LeBron has never. So I'm going to hear. LeBron has never eclipsed 50 points in a playoff game.
He does have 63 30-plus point games.
No, I understand. I'm not.
No,
I'm
I know.
saying that, but
He hasn't
but-
put the... He
I'm
hasn't
not
put the
saying,
world
like,
on
I'm not
show.
doing this to, like make the argument that LeBron's not as good as Jordan or Kobe, but I'm just saying, do you agree with like the Jason Terry thing? Do you agree with that? Like you've never really like, I mean, his high for points in a game, he put up 49 against the Brooklyn Nets in the first round in 2014, and then he put up 49 points against the Orlando Magic in 2009, a team that had no business being where it was in the playoffs. Then his next big, like, LeBron hasn't put up, since coming back to Cleveland, I don't think really has done a lot for point stuff. I mean, he had a really dominating half against, like, the Celtics in 2012, put up 30, but I think he finished with, like, 36.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean,
It's
tough to
just
say.
tough because he is more pass first than Kobe and Jordan were. Like he's got a whole different game than them. But I think I guess Terry's kind of right in that sense though. Like if he wants, I don't know if LeBron even wants this, but everyone else in the world wants to compare him. If he wants to stack up with them and be the greatest, he's gonna have to take over. And I mean, he's kind of been forced to do that early in this playoffs. So I think if he really wants to be the greatest of all time, that's what he has to do.
Yeah, his opportunity is now being down in the
He's got to
series.
say, okay, yeah, I can get 10 assists and we could lose this game by 12, or I could take it over.
Yeah.
I think no matter what LeBron does, no one's ever going to say, like the most of the sportsmen, they're never going to say he's better than Jordan.
Yeah, his finals record is always going to haunt him.
Until, like, the older sports writers that, made their careers off writing about Jordan are gone.
Yep.
And
Another
it's...
thing, too, that so another sportscaster I was looking at put out, too, like, one thing I found interesting was, in the LeBron debate, like, they always argue about, people say, well, rings shouldn't matter if you're the greatest of all time, you're the greatest of all time. Okay, I get that. But at the same time, like, we always see players get snubbed from the Hall of Fame because they didn't win a championship, and the Hall of Fame's the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
So, but my other thing, I was looking at this, like, LeBron's, like, career highs for stats and stuff like that. LeBron only owns one, like, single statistical category, like, for, like, a high for a game. And it's 20. He holds the record, I think it's in the playoffs, for most consecutive points scored by a single player. He scored 25 consecutive points in the playoffs one time.
Wow.
Right, which is really good. But other than that, he doesn't own a single record for single game stuff. Now, I don't know what Jordan and Kobe own. They might be the same boat. Well, he also owns most turnovers in a game. Or most turnovers in a half or something like that. He had like 9.
But that goes back to like he passes more. He's more like, I don't think you ever will kind of have like 80-point game or a 20 rebound game. He kind of does his damage in every aspect of the ball, so that gets overlooked when it comes to individual stats. But
I mean, I get that, but I mean, like, but if talk about passing, LeBron's a better passer than Jordan, but Jordan's a much better defender than LeBron.
Without a doubt.
LeBron gets steals because of the length.
That's
Because
the
of
only
talent.
thing that bothers me about the Kobe, Jordan, LeBron thing. If you stood them in a line, Kobe's the small one. They're all different sizes, different positions, essentially. Because I know technically you could say Jordan and LeBron are the same position, but it's not. LeBron kind of doesn't have a true position, in my opinion. Because whenever he's on the court, he's just LeBron. That sounds stupid, but you know what I mean by that? Like, he's not exactly a small forward because he brings the ball up and he's not your prototypical wing defender because he spends a lot of time down low. I feel like forever this debate's going to go on. There's never going to be a real answer.
It's never going to get resolved.
Well, it just angers me that like people don't want to put Kobe in that discussion more.
No, yeah.
It really
A lot of
it
the
makes me
people
mad,
are just
'cause Kobe deserves to be in that discussion.
I agree that he does. I think he doesn't just because Jordan and LeBron were like I'm going to say flashier, but to me, like Kobe doesn't stand out like they did. Not how he played, just, I don't know.
No,
Mamba mentality.
Yeah,
I mean, LeBron
Jordan,
just...
but Jordan dominated the '90s. Kobe dominated the 2000s.
Exactly.
So, but he has stood out. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Kobe dominated. People didn't start like. I mean, like people like noticed LeBron and the talent that he was, but people didn't really start considering LeBron the greatest player in the NBA until Kobe started falling off, and then when he went to the Miami Heat and started winning championships.
What I mean is more off the court. Like LeBron, it's also the time. I mean, the social media is more present. Yeah. But like Jordan was very because he was so good. You know, they were all about him. He was everywhere, and that's how LeBron. I'm sure Kobe was the same, but I don't know. Like every time I saw, he seemed much like more reserved almost. LeBron was much more like in your face.
No, Kobe was the face of Nike. Was it Nike? Kobe was the face of Nike for like years. Kobe did a lot of endorsements and stuff, and he wasn't as outspoken.
That I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like
he also had that questionable accusation. So,
but Kobe was also like probably the hardest working NBA player that's ever played the game.
But that's what I mean. Like more off the court.
Instead of sitting in a post conference doing a show off about how I can do a visual memory of the last 30 minutes of the game, play by play for the commentators. Right after the game, Kobe would go straight to the gym and start working on what he screwed up on.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying. Is that LeBron does that in front of the cameras. He stays out and at least from Kobe wasn't like that.
I don't know. If I'm down by 2 and I need a last shot, tie or win, taking Kobe over the other 2 all day.
I agree.
He gets separation like nobody else. All right, social media. We're out of time.
Yes. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether you're guessing a Hispanic baseball player or you're writing all kinds of nonsense at Burger King.
Now find us on Podbean and iTunes, and now introducing, we're also on the Google Play store, so all you Android users can find us.
Yay.
We're here on the PPRN Radio Network every Sunday from 11 to 1. Check us out.
Beer review. Soules.
It was a great time.
Beautiful.
The Treehouse, they never disappoint. It was fantastic. If you can make the trip, go get it.
And?
I know. I didn't get to it.
You never opened it?
No.
I didn't get to mine either.
What the hell?
I feel like it was such good conversation that I honestly almost forgot.
I had Get the Chaser ready. I'm going to take off the wrapper in a second and figure out what it was. It's a Berkshire product. We know this. But it's okay. Kind of dry, hoppy. It was all right. I'm going to find out what it is in a second. It's going to take me a minute.
I hope it's the Hoosick Tunnel so you can say it was like you downplayed the train beer. Jimmer?
Imperial Stout Trooper is always going to be a top 3 beer for me. Gets the job done like no other. Great flavor. I want another.
The Goose Endless IPA is what I started off with. Real good, easy drinking IPA, kind of like the Midway IPA I had on the show a couple weeks ago. Real tasty, very Citra, not too heavy on the hops, low ABV, good everyday drinking IPA. That beer went about 6 scoreless innings for me. The Goose 312 Urban Wheat Ale was my bullpen guy. Luckily, we were up 7-0 because he came in and he gave up a 3-run bomb, but we still won. That's kind of what the 312 is for you. It's a good beer, but it's not a blowaway.
I like that.
Ruin this wrapper.
We should just burn you at the stake. But yeah, make sure to tune in every Sunday here.
Do it.
And download all of our shows.
Yeah.
All of them.
Find us.
Otherwise, Soules is going to get you. No.
It's the Avery Point Amber Ale. Yeah.
All right.
What
we're like trying to sign off, and you're just like playing over there.
I told you I had to figure out what it was.
Had all show to do that.
I save it for the end. That's the point. Also, Dave Sanderson wants to come on and do a Scotch tasting show.
All right.
I'm on board.
And we will do that.
I'm on board.
Kyle, call out of work that day.
Or go to work. I mean, you call. Just enjoy those oil grease
till
burns.
next week.
Yeah, till next week. From all of us here at Getting Sports with Drunk. Stay drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Sheen Washable.
No.
Brotha Soules.
Brother Soules.
I'm J-Mart.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.